Hey, this is Dave Sherman with escapethematrix.com, and today I'm going to show you one of the healthiest, best breakfasts you could ever make. It's convenient, it's quick, it's super healthy. It'll keep you energized throughout the day and give you all the vegetables and fruit that servings that you need for an entire day, literally. Plus, it follows our rule of trying to include protein, healthy fats, and healthy carbs with every single meal. Now, there's lots of green smoothie recipes, but this one has been developed over a few years now to really have everything. I don't know of another recipe that's quite like it. And of course, we're not into setting hard and fast rules. So there's certain substitutions, of course, that you could make or adjust for what produce you can get in your area, what frozen fruit, etc. But let's go ahead and show you how we make this one and modify it as needed. First of all, we start with 2 cups of liquid. Now, if you are particularly interested in weight loss, then I wouldn't use any liquid except water. Just go ahead and pour 2 cups of water. This is just purified with a Brita filter, nothing special, but purified, at least the chlorine is out of it. Now, the substitutions for liquid could include things like rice milk, almond milk. If you want a little bit creamier, for example, or add a few calories, for example, if you're having this after you worked out, you might add rice milk, almond milk, or coconut milk. Also, sometimes I add a cup of kefir. Kefir is super healthy for you, and it's kind of a pain in the neck if you ever tried to make your own. I know some purists out there will complain that this is not that great of a kefir, and that's true, but it's $3 at Walmart, so it's super convenient, and a cup of that in there, I think, will make it better. The next thing that we do is we add spinach. This is where we're getting super healthy dark green veggies. We all know these are super healthy. Spinach may be the healthiest vegetable on the planet. Some people say kale, but kale tastes like crap. You don't want kale in a smoothie, at least I don't, because it ruins the taste of your smoothie, whereas spinach, you can put a lot in here. A tip about spinach is buy it these big bags from Costco or Walmart or wherever you shop, and put it directly in the freezer. It will keep a long time. As you know, if you put this in your vegetable drawer a few days from now, they start getting gross. But if you keep it in your freezer, it'll keep until the entire bag is gone. Now we go ahead and shove big handfuls, quite a bit. This may surprise you how much I'm putting in here. That's not even enough for me. I'll put a little bit more in there. The reason why is because these are leaves. It may feel like you have a big handful in your hand, but I'm going to blend this and watch what happens to my 2 cups of liquid volume here after I blend in the spinach. Okay, so after blending in the spinach, even with that big handful and a little bit extra that I put in there that felt like quite a lot of spinach, it only raised it by volume a 1/4 cup. And so you can add quite a bit to really get that good nutrition from the spinach. It's one of the healthiest things in here. The next thing that we're going to add is a cup of triple berry mix. They have one at Costco that we get a lot of the time. They have one at Walmart. It's not very expensive, and of course we all know how healthy berries are. Well, a cup of berries is super good for you. It's low on the glycemic index, but packed with nutrition. So we put a cup of berries into our drink. The next thing that we're going to add is an apple. Why are we going to add an apple? Well, it's obvious. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So of course we got to add an apple. The apple is the only piece of fruit that you really need. If I'm making this after a hard workout, I'll often add a banana as well, and that gives me a few more calories plus the potassium, which helps recover, and it also adds some nice flavor to the smoothie. For today, I'm not going to go ahead and add a banana, but of course, feel free to do whatever you want. There's no hard and fast rules. You can add more fruit here. It's only going to add to the flavor or the health of the drink. But again, if you're going for weight loss here, adding a banana or another piece of fruit would potentially just be adding more calories, but not more nutrition, and so it might not be helping your cause. The next thing we're going to add is a healthy fat. There's a lot of things you can use here. I like coconut oil because it's really convenient, it's very healthy, it's super easy to add to your green smoothie. It blends in well and it has a nice flavor versus some other oils that you might add. You can also add chia seeds for the fat portion, which gives you also a good source of fat. and good sustained energy throughout the day. Just be careful to brush your teeth after, or at least check your teeth before you make it into the office. I'm going to go ahead with the coconut oil. How much oil should we get with, how much fat do we need with every meal? About the size of your thumb. I found that a butter knife is a great way to kind of get a serving size like that. I'll just go, that looks about right, and I will just put that in there, okay? And again, you don't have to use coconut oil. You can use another oil of your choice, but I will tell you that coconut oil works well because it also tastes good in your smoothie, where other things would make it taste kind of bad. So now that we have all this in the blender, we put the lid on, and we're gonna hit the smoothie setting. Okay, now that we've got it nice and smooth, we're gonna add the powders. The first powder that we're gonna add is cinnamon. Now that may surprise you. As a matter of fact, I know some of you watching this right now, after seeing the ingredients we put in here, are thinking, this is gonna taste gross. It's not. As a matter of fact, if you've never done this before, I know that what you're guessing this will taste like is wrong, I promise you. Because I've done this and had a lot of people taste this smoothie, and it tastes good. If anything, the berries and the protein powder is what gives it most of the flavor. If you forget the protein powder, then it doesn't taste as good, and without berries, it's not as good. Any other fruit you add, like if you put the banana in, would add to the flavor as well. But cinnamon may seem like an odd thing to add to a green smoothie, but cinnamon is considered by many people to be the healthiest spice. As a matter of fact, it's got immune-boosting qualities, cancer-preventing qualities. It's one of the most powerful antioxidants of all the spices. As a matter of fact, if you Google benefits of cinnamon, you'll be amazed at some of the articles on the front page of Google that are documenting some of the things I'm telling you now. And yet, you need to have a teaspoon a day to get the health benefits of cinnamon. That's kind of hard to do if you're like sprinkling it on something, okay? But if you take a whole teaspoon of cinnamon and put it in your smoothie, you're going to get all those healthful benefits that you'd never get if you had to eat a teaspoon any other way that I know of. The next powder that we're going to add, and this is optional at this point, but I like to use a super green powder, or this one is a superfood blend from Costco, very affordable. I think this is like 15 bucks, has 60 servings, so a decent value. I found this one at Walmart. If you read the ingredients on both of these, it's mostly just freeze-dried food. I mean, they're very, very healthy blends. And this one is a little more expensive, but again, if you don't have a Costco in your area, then I'm just showing you there are options at Walmart. So this one's 14 servings for 15 bucks, so about $1 a serving. This one's the better value. The reason I add these is just to fill in blanks. You know, in our nutrition in North America, we tend to not eat very well and to be missing vital nutrients because of the poor diet we've often eaten for most of our lives. So anytime we can fill in and get extra nutrients and vitality, it's a good thing to do. This one here claims it will give you the equivalent of 1.5 bunches of broccoli, 2 cups of blueberries, 1.5 tomatoes, 6 grams of vegan protein, and 100% of the daily vitamins, daily value of B6, B12, thiamine, and riboflavin. It's kind of like a multivitamin, but probably much healthier. So we go ahead and add that. 2 scoops of this one. The next thing we're going to add is Mimi's Miracle Minerals. Mimi's Miracle Minerals has 72 trace minerals, which is more than we can get from any of these other things. Plus, it has something called fulvic acid. Fulvic acid acts like a carrier in your system. It's going to help carry all this great nutrition into the cells. The fulvic acid is a nanomolecule that can penetrate the cell wall, helping good nutrients go in and helping get rid of the junk from our cells. It's also a cellular rejuvenator. So we're going to go ahead and put in 14 drops, or about the bottom third of the dropper. The last thing we're going to add is a decent quality protein powder. By decent quality, what you're looking for is one that is either pure isolates or at least has a decent percentage of isolate in it. This one I buy from Costco. It's a good value. This bag lasts a long time. This is a 6-pound bag. I think it's like $50. and it lasts a long time. So we put in our scoop of protein powder. Also, it's important to note that the reason I'm adding the powders last is because blenders break down powders, especially protein powders. They become of lower quality if you blend them from the beginning. And you saw how much blending we did here. We did the smoothie cycle, and then we put it on the speed 3 for a little while. And so that can really break down and hurt the efficacy of the powders. So I put them in last, put the lid back on, and just one quick, that's it, just blend it in. And now we are done. We have got a super healthy breakfast that might last all morning. So now I take my 1 pint container. A mason jar is something a lot of green smoothie people use. Just pour it in a mason jar. This 1 pint container works well. It should just about fill it up like that. Put the lid on. If this was the only thing you changed, is take whatever you're having for breakfast or before noon every single day, and instead have this, 90 days from now, you will feel like a new person. I guarantee it. You will probably lose the 5 pounds just from doing this, especially if you're not having a very healthy breakfast.